This week's Baddies Midwest was a filler episode. Okay, that's what we got, ladies and gentlemen. There were really no drama. There was no fights, no explosive moments. But hey, if you want to talk about it, come on in the room. Welcome back to Damien After Dark. You're watching the official Baddies Midwest After Show, and you're only going to find it here on the Damien After Dark channel. So before we review, recap, and deep dive into this episode, make sure you click the subscribe button down below and get locked and loaded to all things Damien After Dark for 2025. Okay? Click that thumbs up button while you're down there and like the video. That helps me get in the algorithm. Join the conversation by getting in the comment section below, leaving your thoughts and opinions. And if you want to donate to the channel, in the description box below will be some ways that you can donate. I appreciate the love, the support, the donations, the likes, the comments, the shares, all of that. Okay? I love you guys. Thank you so much. Now, like I said, this episode was filler. I hope you guys have had a good weekend. I hope you guys are staying warm. I know it's been like a little bit of a blizzard across the country lately. Half the country over here in LA and California is on fire. My condolences to anybody that's out in LA. If I have any subscribers that are in the Southern California area or that are directly impacted or affected by these wildfires, or my thoughts are with you. My prayers are with you. I've been watching the newscasts. I've been watching the coverage and the TikToks and all that good stuff. And I've been seeing the horror that's been going out there. So I just wanted to say that my heart is with you guys. If anyone if you're willing and you're able, there are resources and there are ways that you can donate, even if it's just $5, you guys. I found a Google document spreadsheet earlier of lists of families that had families who were misplaced, and it had their GoFundMe link right next to it. Um, so, there are plenty of resources out there. Just Google that and you can find that. You can find something find something if you want to in your heart to donate to these people and to these different causes you can. And then we got the fires over there that on the east side of the country and in the places like the south. We got lots of snow. We were covered in snow Friday night, Saturday, up till today. The sun's finally back out and it's finally melting this shit up. So we're gonna get back into a normal flow of life tomorrow. My car got stuck in my yard. Yes, child, it's been a lot. Now let's get into this episode, which, like I was saying a second ago, is filler. I got this blanket around me, you guys. I'm a little chilly in here. This is not like a shawl or nothing. I kind of looks like I got like a shawl or something on, don't it? But it's a blanket. Um, this episode begins with Natalie is, letting Tinkerbella know and some of the baddies know that they are going to be doing something different tonight when it comes to their appearances. And they aren't going to be going out to just any old nightclub or anything like that. They're going to be going to perform at Wildin' Out. We all know the MTV show Wildin' Out that Nick Cannon hosts. Well, apparently they take this show on the road, the Wildin' Out show. They take it on the road to different arenas. You purchase a ticket, and I guess you get to watch the Wildin' Out show live. Um, Kind of like, they do that with some of these game shows. Family Feud, I know they take on the road sometimes, and you can actually bring your family into Family Feud live in your town. You know what I'm saying? Something kind of like that, like a more interactive fan experience. Now, Jayla, Natalie, Scotty, and Rolly, they're all sitting together and they're discussing the name tag situation that happened last week when they the whole chaos that ensued with Big Lex versus Ivory because someone put both of their names on the same door to share the same bedroom, right? We know that happened. Now Natalie says that she doesn't want Ivory to become an issue or come in as a bully because Natalie claims that Ivory told her that during the chain ceremony, or actually before the chain ceremony, Ivory whispered to Natalie that if you give that chain to Big Lex, I'm gonna fight whoever. Um, I'm gonna fight her pretty much. No, I'm sorry. She said, "Don't you get?" Ivory told Natalie, "Don't give that chain to Lex, or I'm gonna fight whoever gets the chain." Now, pretty much don't give the chain to Lex. Ivory did not want Big Lex to have that chain, and I think Natalie took it almost as like a threat, almost like, she took it exactly for what it was. Don't let Big Lex have that chain, or I'm gonna scrap in here, right? Now Rolly says that Ivory claims she didn't want to come into Baddies as a bully, but that's what it's giving. That's what Rolly said. Rolly said, Ivory don't want to come in looking as a bully, but she looks like one. And us us of those that have watched Ivory on Now That's TV, we already knew that. We already knew how Ivory rolled, and I've told y'all there are moments that I love Ivory, and I think she's very entertaining, but she's a bully. I've seen her bully numerous women. The last show I watched her on, I think, was Young and Reckless season 2. She bullied the hell out of a lot of those girls on that season. The girls that were really quiet, the girls that wouldn't say much. So it's like this whole new Ivory bullshit. Yeah, she's still the same old Ivory deep down. Okay, I think that she just knows that she's got a really good, solid opportunity with the Zeus Network and with Baddies, and she don't want to fuck that up. Ivory don't want to fuck that up. So I think she's kind of trying to stand in line and do the right things this season and this go round. Now Slim gets brought up while Scotty and Natalie and Jayla and Rolly, they're all sitting there talking, right? Slim gets brought up. And Rolly fills the ladies in on Slim becoming her assistant and how Slim wanted to come back and how she begged and pleaded and pretty much sold her soul to come back on the show. Now, Rolly tells the girls, this bitch don't care about me. This bitch don't care about me. She wants to be on Baddies. So she accepted the position. The position as the assistant. We talked about that last week. Slim, I know your parents are at home, your family at home shaking their head like, She wanted off the pole that bad. She wanted off that corner that bad. Slim was tired of selling pussy for $12.99 like a two-piece chicken at KFC, bitch. She was tired of doing it, and she wanted to get on Baddies like the rest of the girls and work for a couple months and get that big figure check. And she said, if I gotta be Rolly's a bitch, I'll do it. And I just, goddamn, Slim. Did you not have any other capabilities, qualities, characteristics that could have landed you a normal, good-paying job? That, is that all you got, is laying on your back, dancing around a pole, slobbing on a knob, or fighting on TV? Is that your only two skill sets in life? Prostitute and tired reality star? Washed up reality star? Because let me tell you something, baby girl. Enjoy Baddies Midwest, Slim. Enjoy Baddies Midwest, because I can guarantee you, hear me now, bookmark this, because y'all know the shit I always say, about 90% of the shit I say always happens up here when it comes to this reality TV shit. Do it not? Enjoy Baddies Midwest, Slim, because you won't be back next season. You won't. They used Slim as a storyline. They used Slim this season because they said Rolly ain't finna sit back with her new teeth and her new body and her new hair. She ain't finna sit back on her ass eating chicken wings and just, coasting. Like I said, that's what a lot of these OGs are doing. A lot of these OGs are sitting back on their ass coasting. They done got the money. They done got that big paycheck. And these new girls are here. These new girls are desperate and they're thirsty for the spotlight, and they want to make an impression on the OGs and the network and the fans. So they're willing to fight tooth and motherfucking nail, while the OGs are like, okay, hey, you want to fight? You want to be a star? Go ahead. The fans already love me. I'm going to sit back and collect my check with my new teeth, bitch. And I'm going to smile like this. Everybody going to see nothing. Everybody going to see my big nothing but white teeth. And y'all do the scrapping. Right? That's what Slim wants. But Slim, you're not getting it. So enjoy your assistant position. And I'm sorry to y'all that like Slim. I know there's a few of y'all out there that like Slim. They're like, Damien, why do you go so hard on Slim? We like Slim because she's not authentic. She's not authentic. And granted, a lot of these girls are not authentic, right? But I ain't got much say over them. Slim, she's trying to weasel her way back in. And if I'm giving my opinion, she doesn't need to come back in. You're over here in Rolly's face trying to boo-hoo ha-ha. Please, Rolly, I'm sorry what I said about your son. Rolly, will you look at me? Do you accept my apology, Rolly? She's doing all that fugazi, fraudulent, foo-la-la bullshit. When if she would just keep it a buck and say, I really want to get back on this show. I really need to feed my family. I really need to pay my bills. I don't want to pop pussy no more. I don't want to slob on knobs no more. I don't want to do what I've been doing. I really want to get back on this show. Please let me get back on this show. If I got to fight Rolly, I'll fight her. But you coming over here doing this fake, fraudulent bullshit, I see why Rolly's playing you like a motherfucking fool and a fiddle hoe. I see why she playing you the way she is. I'd play you too. I would play if that was somebody who played with me. And now it's up to me if they come back on the show and they're over here in my face like, Damien, I'm really sorry. And I'm sorry what I said about your friend and your mother and your da 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 da. And it's like, you're not sorry. You just want to get back on the show off my back. And that's why Slim is there. She's there to assist Rolly as a storyline. So Rolly's got something going on. Now, after this season, Slim's got to go. She's old news, baby. There's nothing here to see, folks. Now, we see a scene with Emma, Big Lex, and Pretty P. And why does the scene open with Lord Farquaad, a.k.a. Quagmire, a.k.a. Nuts in her jaw, a.k.a. Big Cheek? Why does she open the scene with, oh, I've been shitting all morning. I swear to God, y'all, I done shit like 10 times. Like, if this is your way of trying to prove to us that you're not boring, it's not working, sis. Because all it proved to us in that very moment is that you're still just a boring, shitty bitch. You're not just a boring bitch, you're a boring, shitty bitch. Like, Emma, what are you giving us other than big jaws and shit? Well, I'm tired. I'm tired, y'all. I'm tired. I'm not tired. I'm tired. Okay. Grandma's not mad. Grandma just disappointed. You feel me? Like, God damn, Emma. Like, the whole time you've been here, you've said two things. You've beefed with Scotty, and now you got a shit. I've been a shit. I got a shit. I got a shit. Like that, this is why I'm mad at her, because the gag is she thinks, like, in her mind, she was like, when the camera went on and she started saying that, she's like, oh, this is gonna be funny. The fans are gonna love this. I got a shit. I got a. We don't care, bitch. Shit on yourself, ho. How about that? Okay. Now, Jazz walks in the room and sits down and says hey to the girls, and they congratulate her on her baddie chain. And Big Lex tells Jazz that she feels like Jazz took the shine off of herself during that baddie chain ceremony, instead of basking in the moment and accepting the chain as hers. And I agree with Jazz. Because like I told you guys I agree with Big Lex. Like I told you guys last week, Jazz was already on the chopping block, her and Emma both. So if you're getting a baddie chain, Jazz, why would you say, well, you know what? I think Pretty P deserves it. You're already in the bottom two. So if they're giving you this chain, somebody sees something in you and they're acknowledging that. But you're saying, no, I see something in her. Forget all this humble bullshit that you trying to sell, because I ain't buying it. Okay, Jazziana, I'm not buying the humble bullshit. Not the humble. I'm sorry. Forget all the I'm a girl's girl. I didn't need the chain, because she goes from saying, when they first asked her, congratulations on your chain. How do you feel? Oh, I love gifts. I love gifts. She went from saying that to Lex checking her on trying to give the chain away to saying that, well, I sleep in a California king bed every night at home, and this chain means nothing to me. Pretty much she got it like that, bitch. She got it like that. Jazz didn't need the chain. That's pretty much what Jazz was saying, okay? But my thing is, Jazz, baby, Girl, stop flexing. Please stop flexing, because you probably sleep with that chain at night, bitch. You probably pray over it. How about Shosha? But you over here trying to minimize the chain, ho. You know you got that chain in a motherfucking display case at home up on your wall, bitch. And when all your friends and family come over, you probably done told them about it 50, 11 times. Y'all remember that time I got the baddie chain? Yes, Jazz, we've heard about the baddie chain. Quit trying to minimize the baddie chain, bitch. You know you all, like, come on now. Now, um, they asked Big Lex about Ivory. The girls do. Jazz and Emma and who's the other one? Pretty P. They ask Big Lex about Ivory. What about you and your issue with Ivory? And Lex says, well, I ain't got no issue, but look, here's the thing. If Ivory wants to fight, I'm not going to duck no smoke. I've got all the energy. I'm an athlete, and I'll fight every day from sun up to sundown if that's what she wants to do. And that's why Ivory is so motherfucking mad and why she huffing and puffing trying to blow the motherfucking house down like the Three Little Pigs, bitch. Because Ivory is mad that they've got somebody in that motherfucking house that she can't bully, punk, bulldoze, run over. Am I right or am I right now? Now, Lex blames the OGs. She says that the OGs are at fault for this if they hadn't swapped the name tags around. And at the end of that scene, here go Emma. I'm telling y'all, I still got a shit. Yeah, I ain't got nothing for that hoe. I ain't got nothing for her. She ain't, like I said. You will be known in Baddies as the boring shitty bitch moving forward. Um, Ivory tells. We see a scene with Ivory. She's talking to they're on the bus. They're on the Baddies bus, the tour bus, right? And Ivory tells DTV and Tinkerbella that she wants to fight Big Lex and the person that switched the signs because they're playing with her. She's like, I feel like they're playing with me at this point. She says that coming into this season, Ivory told everybody that she doesn't want to be a bully and she doesn't want to fight. So them switching the signs on the door, they felt like um that was their way of manipulating Ivory, trying to play with her, trying to provoke her, trying to get her riled up. Now, let me say this. I'm going to give Ivory the benefit of the doubt on that. I'm going to give her that, but at the same time, here's the thing. I do feel like that was Natalie's way of playing ghost producer, playing the executive producer role, and trying to get Ivory enticed, trying to get her riled up. Because Zeus casted Ivory not because Ivory sent in a casting tape and just wanted to be on the show. It was a mutual thing. Zeus has heard of Ivory. They know of Ivory. She's been tagged. People have told Zeus. People have told Lemmy. People have told Natalie. We need Ivory on Baddies. We need Ivory on Baddies. You know what I'm saying? So she was one of those hand-picked girls to be on the show. She might have auditioned. I don't remember. But I don't know. Actually, I don't think Ivory did audition. But I know for a fact Ivory was hand-picked to be on Baddies Midwest. So the fact that she's came in and she don't want to fight and she don't want to be a bully and she want to be on her motherfucking Mother Teresa shit, I think Zeus was like, wait a minute, Nat, wait a minute, we handpicked her, we paying her a little bit more than the rest of these girls because she got a resume. It's just like any other job. Ivory got and compared to Summer, compared to Big Lex, compared to these other girls, Ivory got a resume, right? So she gonna come with a little bit more bread. But Ivory didn't do nothing the first 10 episodes, really. We saw her fight with Summer and somebody else. But other than that, we really haven't gotten much out of Ivory. So I feel like this was their way of provoking her, like she said. But on the flip side, Ivory, I don't feel bad for you on the flip because you know this game. You know this game. I've worked in it. You've worked in it. We know how it goes. This is a job, and the job has got to get done. And if that means sometimes, and maybe this is Ivory's way of doing her job. She is reacting to it. She is turned the fuck up. She's mad. She wants to fight someone. So maybe she's playing her part. Now, they tell Ivory, they ask her, if Natalie did it, Would you fight her? And Ivory says she didn't do it. And they say, but what if she did do it? And she's like, she didn't. I'm like, oh, you so sure that she didn't do it? Whole motherfucking time she did. Mm. Now, Ivory did a Instagram live recently, and she said that she didn't trust Natalie. She's like, I ain't got no problem with her, but I don't trust her. And I'm like, obviously, I mean, anybody could have told you that, right? We all know not to trust Natalie. Baby, come on now. That's like playing Russian roulette. You never know what you're going to get with that. Okay, now, Summer walks up, and while DTB, Tinkerbella, and Ivory are talking, and they're not on a bus. I'm sorry, they're outside of one of the mansions, the houses. They're not on the bus when they're talking. Summer walks up, and she starts defending Big Lex when it came to Ivory running up on her at the chain ceremony. Remember last episode? Now, Ivory says that she was checking Summer's temperature to see if Summer was going to be loyal to Big Lex in that moment. Did y'all notice that? That one scene with them outside there, and when Summer came up and Summer and Ivory started going at it a little bit. Ivory was trying to see if Summer was going to throw Big Lex under the bus, talk shit about her, or try to be on their side while Big Lex was not there. But Summer didn't fold. She stayed loyal to Big Lex, and I appreciate that because they're my two favorites this season. To me, they are the breakout stars. And the last few seasons of Baddies, I don't feel like we've really had any breakout stars like these two girls. Now, didn't we say it, y'all? As soon as Zeus would start giving us fresh faces, all new girls, this shit would pop a little bit more. And now that they're starting to bring us fresh faces and new girls, it's starting to pop. Hello, listen to your fucking fans. You are a subscriber-based platform, Zeus. Listen. Um, Now the girls get in the Sprinter van and they head to the United Center for Wildin' Out. The United Center is in Chicago. It's an arena, right? Where uh, basketball games are played, artists come to perform, right? Blah, 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 blah. Now, we see Lemon Pepper meet the girls when he gets there. Big Daddy, Pimp Daddy Lemon Pepper, he's there, and today he decided he wants his face blurred. Y'all know how Lemon Pepper is. Sometimes he have his face blurred, sometimes he don't. Like, we don't know who the fuck he is. There his brother is, too, with his face blurred. Like, we don't know who the fuck he is. I'm just like major eye roll at this point, but whatever. Now, Lemon Pepper tells his hoes that he's excited to have them there and thought it'd be a great idea to have the baddies do their big one in front of everyone. Which, at first, I was like, well, what is their big one? What are they going to be doing? Like, same thing at the club, like perform, I guess. That's what I'm thinking before I saw actually what happened. Was like, I guess they're going to perform. Um, anyway, now, Lemon Pepper says, after you guys do your thing, I got a surprise for baddie boss Natalie. And I'm like, oh, I bet you do. I bet you do have a surprise for her. And I'm like, do people really sit around on this show and when they're around Natalie and Lemon Pepper, and do they not think, or do they act like that they don't know that these two allegedly fucked? According to Lemon Pepper himself, this just isn't any he said, she said, but I'm going to say allegedly for legal purposes. He said it himself. The audio's out there. He told there's an audio recording out there. You can find the video on my channel where we talked about it too. I got the audio on my channel where him and Natalie were arguing, and he said something along the lines of about, I already fucked you or something like that. So, like, we know that they've allegedly fucked. So when he's talking about, like, I got a special gift for Big Boss Nat, it's like, are we gonna not act like you just probably didn't hit that last night? Like, is this really professional working environment when the boss and the co-executive producer, when the co-executive producer and the CEO of the company are fucking, and then the co-executive allegedly, and then the executive producer and the CEO are allegedly fucking, and then the executive producer got a baby and a husband at home, and listen. I guess this is why I'm not rich. I don't know. Maybe I need to start fucking and sucking and doing what I got to do too. Shout out to you, Natalie. Um, Now on the bus, Ivory says, "I want to take a shot." They're on the Sprinter bus. I mean, now there was also a scene on the bus. I think either before they got to the arena or after they left the arena, where Ivory was saying, I'm gonna take a shot real quick, but I'm not gonna ride with y'all. She said she wasn't gonna ride on the bus with them. And Bad Dolly says in her confessional, it's because Ivory got her ass beat and she can't handle it. Win some, lose some. I gotta agree with Bad Dolly on that. Now, Big Lex says Ivory just doesn't know when to stop, that she doesn't know when to turn it off. And I mean, again, I agree with that too. Listen, Ivory is entertaining, but she doesn't know when to stop sometimes, because this whole room situation has been going on for like, what, 3 or 4 episodes now. And she's just kind of like, and I think in real time, it's actually only probably been like a full day. They've just chopped it up into 3 or 4 episodes. So it seems like it's so much longer and drawn out. But I also think alcohol plays a part of it, because they're traveling and they're doing these events and they're at appearances and hosting things, and there's a lot of alcohol around. So I think the alcohol is fueling her anger as well. And like I said earlier, I think she's trying to play into her part. Like, okay, these bitches want to manipulate. These bitches want to play with me. Let me give them what they fucking want, right? I think that's at the same time that's what she's doing too. Um, but to me, Big Lex is just like classier. Like Big Lex, I like that she can whoop ass, but she knows when to chill. She knows when to chill and be sexy too. Do you know what I mean? Because like even like what Ivory was wearing at the if I'm getting invited to Wildin' Out, where I'm gonna see Nick Cannon, his fine ass with his 12 fucking baby mamas, but I'm gonna go to Wildin' Out and I'm gonna be on this show that I've watched since I was a kid. I'm gonna be in my best looking threads. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna show up like I just fucking run down to the dollar store to get some fucking bread and milk for the snowstorm, bitch. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what she looked like. She looked like she was literally like, I'm gonna run down here to the dollar store real quick and get some bread and milk before the snow come. Where's the effort, Ivory? Where's the effort? Now, while they're talking about this whole Ivory, Big Lex, the signs being moved on the wall, on the door situation, DTB says that the OGs need to stand on whoever moved the signs. Because whoever moved the signs is not speaking up because they're scared of Ivory. That's what DTB says. She goes on to say, that's why I respect Big Lex, because she's the only one that's not fucking scared of Ivory. And Summer says, no, don't forget about me. I ain't scared of her either. I fought her on the first date. And DTB's like, yeah, and you too. You're not scared of her too. And listen, that's one of the reasons why I love DTB. I agree with a lot. The same reason why I love Rolly, because I agree with a lot of the shit that Rolly says, is the same reason that I love DTB, because I be agreeing with a lot of the shit that she be saying too. Uh, let's just be real. When Ivory pressed these girls on the bus last week and she said who moved the motherfucking sign, everybody was crickets. Natalie did speak up and say me, but I don't think Ivory believed it. She didn't believe that Natalie did it. She thought that that Natalie was copying a plea for everyone. Ivory thought that Natalie was just trying to tell her that she did it to try to save someone's ass, and when in reality, that's what happened. And Natalie was the one that did it, but it still doesn't change the fact that everybody is afraid of Ivory, and that's why nobody really spoke up and really said anything. And I do agree that Big Lex is one of the only ones that's not afraid of Ivory, and I'll give it to Summer. I don't think she's afraid of Ivory either, because we did see her fight Ivory on episode 1, and I think Summer probably knew who she was. I think Summer probably watched Now That's TV. I just don't think she gave a fuck to fight Ivory, and she don't care if she won or lost. She was getting in there. That's why I respect Summer, unlike an Anna Mac. Be a Summer, don't be an Anna Mac. Now, y'all know last week We ended the video talking about how DTB walked out of the club and she got kicked in the stomach, and that's all we saw, that's all we heard of it, and nothing else was mentioned, just like it was completely normal or something, right? Well, this week it gets brought up on the bus. Um, we find out on the baddie bus that pretty much Pretty P's sister is the one that did it. We find out that Pretty P's sister kicked DTB in the stomach and was arrested for it, apparently. So while the girls are all on the bus talking, we hear Bad Dolly or somebody says, it's a good thing that DTB and Pretty P are on good terms now. And Tinkerbella says, "Oh yeah, is that right? Didn't your sister get arrested, Pretty P?" And Pretty P was like, And Pretty P says, "Me and Diamond talked about it." Pretty P goes on to explain that she says that she did not tell her sister to come there. Her sister is young and showed up on her own. She said her sister's 18 years old and drove up there on her own to do it. But my thing is, Pretty P, I would have believed, I could almost believe you on that. But my thing is, how would she have known to drive up there if you didn't call her and tell her? Do you know what I'm saying? How would she know what happened? How would she know where to come? Because I feel like after Diamond the Body snuck Pretty P when they were at that apple orchard place episodes ago. Remember when they were at that apple farm or whatever? And Pretty P, or I mean, Diamond the Body ran up on Pretty P when she was fighting Tinkerbella. I think Pretty P called her sister after that, like, "Bitch, guess what the fuck happened?" Yada yada yada. And her sister was like, "Oh, I'm gonna run the fuck up on that bitch when I see her. Where y'all gonna be at next? Where y'all going? Where?" And Pretty P probably relayed the information to her. Or listen, the sister might have found out the information on her own, but it does kind of seem a little suspect, and it makes me wonder: did you really tell your sis or not, P? Did you not? Now, Pretty P says, "Look, her and Diamond the Body have talked it out, and they've moved on." And Pretty P says, "Look, I had nothing to do with my sister coming up there." Now, if you did have something to do with it, I know your sister gonna be mad when she see you on national TV leaving her hanging out high and motherfucking dry for the vultures, bitch. Uh, Now the baddies get to the event. They get to the Wildin' Out performance, and they meet Nick Cannon on stage. He's giving them a rundown on what's going to happen, what they're going to do. Y'all are going to perform. You're going to say this, blah, 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 blah. They do a sound check. We see Rolly, Tasiki, Jaden, Biggie, Automac, Natalie. They're sound checking, rehearsing their songs. And I'm like, so what are the girls with no talents gonna do? Like Jayla and Scotty and Tinkerbella, like what do they do? But I guess judging from what I see is they just kind of like twerk, they stand there, they yes, baddies, they do the splits, that kind of shit. Um, Now we see Biggie and Tasiki perform their song WWD, which stands for What We Doing. Now y'all know I love that song. I talk a lot of mad shit about Biggie and Tasiki up here. I don't really care for their reality TV personas. I really don't care for them at all. But one thing I will never take away from them is their music. I love their music, and they put out a hit that stick like grits. Okay, and that is called WWD. You can go download it. It's on Apple Music because I have streamed it quite a bit. What's the word? What we doing? Look at the way that I'm moving off the dime or Pescado. Feeling like I hit the lotto. I'ma get money because that is the motto. Yes, it's a good little hit. And Tasiki did her big one in that too. Pimp Daddy Lim comes out and gives Natalie a CEO Baddies chain. As if the Baddies chains weren't good enough, he had to add the CEO Baddie and bring Natalie out this big blinging CEO Baddies chain. And I'm like, again, enough with the fucking chains. What are we doing? What's the significance of these chains? Like, y'all gonna have these girls going home crying at night because they didn't get a motherfucking baddie chain. Um, Now somebody tell me something. What was happening when Tinkerbella and Akbar and some of the other girls were trying to get, y'all know Hitman Holla that was on stage. Hitman Holla. I think he's like a DJ or a rapper or a producer or something. I've heard of him. Hitman Holla, right? He's a part of the Wild 'N Out set, and he's up there, and Tinkerbell and Akbar, they're like up there in his ear talking to him like, this what I gotta do to get your dick wet and hard. Hitman Holla, what I gotta do to get that dick wet and hard. Hitman Holla. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? Am I living in a fever dream right now? What is happening? Am I in the Twilight Zone? And then I'm like, wait a minute. They're in a fucking arena. Do people actually pay to go sit and watch this shit? I'm asking y'all. Because I don't know, right? I've watched Wild 'N Out on MTV before. It wasn't really my show. I don't really care for those like hee hee ha ha variety shows. Um, Now, and I definitely don't know what they do on the tour, but I thought it was gonna be like the show on the tour. You know, I thought they're gonna have like the big Wildin' Out set up there with the Wildin' girls up there, you know, and do the whole shindig that they do. But I'm seeing Tink and Akbar up there talking about like, how can I get that dick? Why can't I get that dick hard? I'm like, what? What is happening? I'm like, why would you pay to go sit? Because it looked very boring to me. It looked like some shit some local dope heads would put together at the community center. Like, I don't know. It looked like some people performing on the street. Like, bitch, I wouldn't even pay to go see that, okay? I wouldn't pay 1 red cent. Now, contrary to how it looked, it was a surreal moment for a lot of the girls, which I can understand this, and I'm not taking this away from any of the girls. It was a surreal moment to be there for a lot of those girls because, like they said, they grew up watching this show. So I can respect that, and I can understand that. It would be really cool. Like, oh my God, I'm here. It's Nick Cannon. It's this show that MTV has produced. We're going to be on stage in front of 20,000 people. I'm backstage with all these celebrities and shit. You know, okay. So I feel them for that. They can have that moment. Now, the girls go to an after party after the show. It's a Wild 'N Out after party. We see them do their thing. But this was pretty much, like I said, a filler episode. There wasn't a lot going on. When Wild 'N Out is your biggest moment of the episode, you know it's gonna be a pom pom. But hey, it is what it is. Hopefully at least this after show was entertaining for you. I hope it was. Now, next week, let's get into next week because next week we see that Big Lex and Ivory are arguing yet again. They're gonna keep this whole, Roomgate drama going on and on and on and on and on. We see that DTB and Pretty P have continued on with their drama and their argument. They haven't let their situation go. So we're going to see that go down next week. And also, we see next week Slim, the assistant, the friendly neighborhood Baddies assistant for Rolly, comes in with a bag of snacks for Rolly. And Rolly says, I didn't tell you to bring me snacks. Are you trying to be funny, bitch? And Slim says, no. And I'm like, yeah, Slim, you trying to be funny. If Rolly didn't ask you to bring her any snacks, why are you bringing her snacks out of nowhere? Yeah, because you trying to make fat jokes, ho. And that's why your ass gonna get dog walked for a motherfucking sixth time on national television. And I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna love every goddamn minute of it, okay? Now, uh, we see that not only is Rolly unhappy about Slim being back, Summer, no other, is also upset about Slim being back. And she tells Slim to her face, you're not staying here. And Slim says, yes, I am. And she says, no, you're not. You're not a baddie. And we see Summer clocking Slim upside the head. And I cannot wait for it, baby. Summer, if you end up tagging Slim's head and whooping her ass, you deserve that motherfucking baddie chain, bitch. Summer deserves a baddie chain. Summer and Big Lex both deserve baddie chains by the end of this motherfucking season, and they both deserve MVPs of this motherfucking season because they have kept this motherfucking season so entertaining, and they have lit this motherfucking franchise on fire. And anybody that disagree with me on that, I'll go to my grave saying it. I'll put it on my motherfucking tombstone saying it. Motherfucking Summer and motherfucking Big Lex saved Baddies. Okay? Yeah, I said it. Summer and Big Legs are the new faces of Baddies. They're the new fresh faces, the new generation of Baddies. If we bringing anybody back next season, it's motherfucking Summer and Big Legs, okay? Because they showed the fuck out and they have got their motherfucking check works this season. All right. Now, we also see next week that Biggie says Anna has been acting funny. Uh-oh. Now, we know that Biggie and Anna have had cracks in the foundation of their friendship since last season on Baddies Caribbean when we saw them arguing over Biggie spending her money on that grabba. Remember that grabba shit they were smoking last season over in Baddies Caribbean? And Anna wanted Biggie to spend her money to get her some, and Biggie's like, I'm not buying you, I'm not giving you all my grabba. You should have bought you some while you were back there. That's when we saw the cracks in the foundation of their friendship. Well, now it's starting to crack even more when we see Biggie telling Anna, like, look, I feel like you're acting funny because you're hanging out with Jade and Alexis way more than you're hanging out with me. So that's going to be interesting to see play out next week. Now, also, one of my favorites from last season that I said from the very get go at the auditions, you can go back and rewind it. When we did the Baddies Caribbean auditions, I said that I want Antonio Brown's baby mama to be chosen, and that is Nunu. I wanted Nunu to be on Baddies Caribbean. Well, she was chosen, and now she's back on Baddies Midwest, baby. And y'all know why she's back. She's back with a vengeance, and she's back for Anna Mac's head. But not before Anna Mac can get to her head first, because we see Nunu walk into the building, and who runs up? Anna Mac runs right up on Nunu. And I'm like, okay, Anna Mac's clocking in for once. You're doing something for once. You're finally getting in the motherfucking paint for once after the fans have been on your ass for months, okay? But not so fast. Once Anna Mac runs up on Nunu, Big Lex comes in with the play and grabs Anna Mac by the head. And I cannot wait to see what happens next. Big Lex, if you mollywop on a Mac and dog walk her, I'm going to kiss the ground you walk on. Do you hear me? Somebody get Big Lex on the motherfucking show. I would do anything to get Big Lex or Summer up here on this motherfucking show, bitch, okay? Now, I really appreciate you guys for watching. I hope you were entertained. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. Before you go, please make sure you click the subscribe button right below this video. Press the thumbs up button as well before you head out. Get in the comment section below. Leave me all your thoughts and opinions by joining the conversation. And if you want to donate to the channel to help us grow and sustain throughout 2025, in the description box below will be some ways that you can donate, as well as my Amazon wish list. Thank you guys so much for the love, the support, the donations, the comments, the clicks, the views, the likes, the shares, even the haters. I love y'all too, because y'all are helping me out as well. You just don't even realize it, okay? Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Hope you had a great weekend, and I hope you have an amazing, amazing week, and I hope your 2025 is starting out pretty great. Thank you guys so much. Prayers, thoughts, and love to everyone that is affected by the LA wildfires, and we'll see you next time on Damien After Dark. See ya.